What's up, everyone? Today we're in one of my favorite spots to live and play in Charleston, South Carolina. We're here on Johns Island, about 12 miles from downtown Charleston. Let's get started. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Trey Besant of the Besant Group here in Charleston, South Carolina, bringing you content of all things Charleston. I've lived and worked in nearly every area of Charleston over the years, and my team and I set out on a mission last year to convey to you guys just how awesome this area is via video tours all around the area. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified when our future videos come available. We've got some really cool stuff on the way, and we don't want you to miss it. So Johns Island is the 4th largest barrier island on the entire East Coast and the largest of the Sea Islands. Covering 84 square miles, it's bordered by James Island and Charleston to the east, with downtown Charleston about 12 miles away, as we said before, West Ashley to the north, Wadmalaw Island and Rockville to the west, and Kiowa and Seabrook Islands just south of here. You can only get to Wadmalaw, Rockville, Kiowa Island, and Seabrook by passing through Johns Island, by land anyway. And I will mention, I've been to all those places by boat, and it makes for a great adventure for a great half day or a full day trip if you find your way on a boat or charter, wanting a nice relaxing day at one of the beaches those islands have to go to, fishing, shark tooth hunting, water skiing, or things of that nature. There are 2 ways to get on and off of Johns Island. You can come down Main Road across Limehouse Bridge coming from West Ashley. Then you have the Johns Island-James Island connector coming over on Maybank Highway, linking the 2 islands. I wish there were more ways on and off the island, which is probably the only real con because of the congestion that happens traffic-wise around rush hour here. It's not too bad comparably to many other cities, but it is something to consider and something I wanted to mention. They did recently announce the approval of our local beltway here, I-526, which will extend to Johns Island and should help, but I'm not sure when exactly that'll be. Travel time to Charleston currently, depending on the route you go and where you are on this large island, can be anywhere from 20 minutes to about 50 minutes respectively. Distance to Charleston International Airport is about 25 minutes to an hour, again, depending on where you are on the island and the traffic conditions. There is a local executive airport on the island just a couple miles that way, but it's more for private planes and private jets. So now that we've talked about the surrounding areas, let's talk more about the island. So Johns Island is one of Charleston's oldest suburbs with some very rich history to it. You have plantations dating back to the 1600s where the island was primarily used for agriculture, with indigo and rice being the primary crops and the island being one of the biggest exporters of those crops at that time. Charleston is called the Holy City for its over 400 plus churches, and one of the oldest in the area and in all of America, as a matter of fact, is right here on Johns Island, called the Johns Island Presbyterian Church, established in 1719. Another notable historical landmark is Angel Oak Tree, estimated to be around 400 years old. My wife and I actually had our second date here when I was living on the island. We actually set up a picnic area right over here. It was a 70-degree December day under this old oak tree. It really made for a magnificent afternoon before we drove down to Kiowa Island to visit the beach and eat dinner, and then we stopped for a cocktail at Salty Dog Cafe on the Bohicket Marina to catch the sunset. Man, what a day. For other local attractions, there is the Charleston Tea Plantation, and for centuries it was the only tea plantation in North America. You can take a tour of the plantation, learn about the tea making process, and sample some delicious teas. Another popular spot to visit is the Johns Island County Park, a 738-acre parcel which offers miles of wooded trails for equestrians, walkers, and runners, and also serves as a host site for competitive horse shows at the Mullet Hall Equestrian Center, and is a very beautiful and very well-known wedding venue here in the Lowcountry. Then right down the road, you also have the Johns Island Park, which has tennis courts, pickleball, walking trails, a soccer field, and disc golf. And for the golf lovers out there, this is a great hub for it, with 11 courses within just a few minute drive. Now, most of those are on the pricier side green fee wise, and some are private, but all worth playing if you get the opportunity. You have Charleston Municipal Golf Course, which underwent a very nice renovation a few years back to upgrade the course by expanding some of the greens, adding undulation, improve the course drainage, and other significant improvements. It has really affordable green fees, and they also have a decent practice facility with range and putting green. Along with the Muni, you have the public courses out at Kiowa, which, like I mentioned, aren't inexpensive, but they're some of the best courses around in Oak Point, Cougar Point, Turtle Point, Osprey Point, and of course, the world-renowned Ocean Course. Then you have private courses, which you typically can't get on unless you know a member or join the club yourself. But you have Cacique Golf Club and River Course on Kiowa. On Seabrook, you have Crooked Oaks and Ocean Winds. And one of the lesser known courses, all but a solid track if you get the chance to play, is Briars Creek. I've only actually had the opportunity to play Briars once and very much want to go back. So if you happen to find your way on the course and need an extra set of sticks, you know who to call. Johns Island is also a great destination for foodies. There are plenty of great restaurants on the island serving everything from seafood to barbecue. One of the places we frequent the most is Wild Olive, a Mediterranean-inspired restaurant that uses fresh local ingredients. If you're looking for something more casual, you can check out Sunrise Bistro Express. It offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with plenty of healthier options to choose from as well. Tattooed Moose is a popular spot in town, known for its delicious bar bites. They have something called duck fat fries. It sounds strange, but they're pretty darn good if you want to test the palate. If you're in the mood for seafood, head over to the Southern General. It's pretty casual there, but serves up delicious seafood dishes that I don't think you'd be disappointed with. Moving on, one of my personal favorite restaurants on the island is Senekai Whiskey and Cocktail Bar. It's a sweet little Irish pub with good food and some really tasty cocktails. For all the wine lovers out there, the Woodruff has an extensive wine selection along with specialty drinks and weekly specials. One of our go-to spots for a date night or a casual night out. And as I mentioned earlier, Bohicket Marina, which we're at right now, is located between Kiowa Island and Seabrook, has a few options for food and drinks and a view that you've got to see for yourself when you come. If you're a beer person, there are a few breweries to choose from that have really been a nice addition to the island in the Estuary, Low Tide Brewing, and Edisto River Brewing Company. So now that you know how great of a place this is to visit, let's talk about how you can live here and what your options are. With such a rich history, there are of course a ton of older homes, some dating over 100 years old. Then with it being an island, of course you have your marshfront homes and homes on the deep water. Then you have condos, townhomes, vacant land, and homes on large estates. And the question I get most often is, what can I get new construction-wise on Johns Island? And there are a few options right now. And keep in mind, everything is subject to change, so make sure to get in touch for the most up-to-date information. You have your executive style homes in Kiowa River, where we are right now. And right next door is Kiowa River Estates, which is one of my favorite communities in all of Charleston for its amenities, location, and the price point for what you get is pretty sweet comparably, considering a little over a mile further down the road, you'd be paying about 2.5 times that, if not more, for similar style homes. They start right now around the $1 million price point and go up from there. Then there are some resale options that come up in the neighborhood that are sometimes at lower price points. Then there's other notable options in the 500,000s and 600,000s in St. John's Lake and Grace Landing. Twin Lakes also has some options in the 500,000s as well currently. There's a few other new construction neighborhoods spread around the island. Then of course there's resale throughout. For access to the most up-to-date listings on all of Johns Island, you can visit the website on the screen. Now let's throw the drone up and show them just how cool this place actually is. So that wraps up our tour for the day. I'll be doing more hyper-local specific stuff around the neighborhoods going forward, but I hope you guys have a gist of what's going on around here. Again, I'm Trey Besant of the Besant Group at Realty One Group Coastal. If you have any questions about Johns Island, the surrounding areas, or want to go see a home anywhere in the Charleston area, happy to accommodate. See y'all next time.